thing I was worried about when I started working with Paul was if it was going to work, if I was going to find my answers to questions that I thought I had. I didn't really honestly know the questions that I had or what exactly I was looking for, but I was worried that I'd walk away feeling the same as I did when I joined, or not being able to answer some of the questions that he was asking, or allowing myself to be vulnerable. While working with Paul, I have gained a lot, actually. I know how to ask some of the hard questions, like if I'm starting to derail myself into a binge or a spiral because I'm feeling bloated or whatever it is that I'm feeling at the time. He has given me an arsenal of tools and questions and things that I can sit down and ask myself and figure out exactly where the emotion is coming from and why, and really figuring out how to use my logical mind instead of my emotional mind so that it doesn't derail my progress and what I actually am wanting to achieve. My biggest achievement so far working with Paul, it's hard to limit that down to one thing. I've learned it's really the questions that I have, that arsenal that I have of questions to help keep me on track whenever my mindset tries to derail me. It's my whole mental aspect, I guess, would be my biggest achievement. There's so much more clarity now than before I started working with him. For anyone that is interested in working with Paul, do it. It's been huge for me. And I will say though, don't, if you're not going to allow yourself to be vulnerable, you have to be willing to open up and answer the question, be willing to answer them for yourself as well. You have to be willing to put yourself in the space of thinking of those difficult questions, the questions that like you don't really know the answer to. You have to make yourself think about some of these things that he's going to ask. And it's really just going to push. It's questions that I never knew I had. And then once I realized, it was like a light bulb. But if you don't push yourself to be vulnerable and answer those questions or think about those things that are uncomfortable, you're not going to get the full thing from this. You just have to be willing to put yourself all in.